Alright, I'm going to start by removing these long screws, and we're going to put the back on here. So before I put the back on, what I'm going to just make sure is that our rotor says top, because we do have a chance finally to rotate it a little bit if we need to before we screw it down. So there it says top to top, and I'm trying to turn the coil. Yep, that looks like it. Actually, I'm going to make sure that it's at the top here. I'm lining up where it says top with this screw. And this is just tight. If the coil wasn't as tight, I could have rotated it all one time. So, so now that I've got that, I've got to remember to put these spacers in here. And one thing I can do, just to make it less of a problem, is I can put some toothpicks in like this. That'll keep those spacers from flopping around while I'm trying to put the back on. So just simply take this, and this is for the power indicator shaft. This is for the set shaft. And then we have these two here for those long screws. And just gonna jostle it around till we get all the shafts to go through the holes the way we want them to. And what we don't want to forget is the nameplate. So this is going to be on the left hand side, so to put this upwards we have to have it like this. Just slipped on me. So let's see if I can get one in and start it. I think that's going to do it, and that'll help me line up the second one regardless. Okay, not actually lined up, so let's try that again. In any case, this is all common sense. It's not like you need a tutorial. And I lost the other spacer. That's okay. Just grab it and put it back in place. And take my other screw. And there we go. So now I'm just going to go ahead and tighten down these screws, and we have everything together. What I am going to do is add the face, because that's going to help us as far as being able to correctly orientate the power indicator. So, okay. So I'm going to add the face, and I'm also going to add the hour hand to hold it in place. And I could add all the hands if that's what I wanted to do. Doesn't make any difference, but at least the hour hand should hold the face on and show us where we need to put the power indicator to fix it in place. All right, so there we go. It's all been put back together again. Here's our power indicator, and take our face, put it on there like this. Now there's not really anything that tells us where the top is. There's usually a notch in the later model clocks, but there is a notch right here. It's where one of those rods go through to hold the bezel and the lens to the back of the clock. And if you look at that notch and then you look right here, there's that screw at the 12 o'clock position. So we can use that as a reference. And I'm going to put the hour hand on. And what I want to do is put the hour hand on pointing towards 12 o'clock, because to get the time right in the end, that's what we're going to want to do. All right, so that's going to hold it on to some degree and allow us to fiddle around with the power indicator. And what I'm going to do is just go a step further with this, and I'm going to put some poster putty on here so it doesn't keep sliding around on me. So I want to be able to have this the power indicator showing. So I'm going to take some poster putty, and I'm just going to place it so that it holds the face of the clock at 12 o'clock. And it's just a temporary thing. So now I can see the window there. And the next step for me is I'm going to turn the power indicator so it is just on the silver part, the color of the face. It's right about to go red. Okay, but it's not. So I'm going to put it right there on the line. So it's all silver, but it's close to slipping into the red. And when I have that position, I'm going to again take poster putty, and I'm going to put it on the back of the clock to hold the shaft in place. So now make sure that I've got it in the right position here. It's right about to turn red. Okay, and then I'm going to come with that poster putty from behind and put it on there. And if it slips, that's okay, because you can just turn it around and then smush the poster putty down again where it belongs. I'm checking to make sure. Yeah, right there. Okay, so with this situation, our next step is to take this counterweight and put it onto the shaft. And that's not that hard to do. Okay, the problem is it has to stay on the shaft tightly, and it's not going to want to do that. Okay, so the first step in this is you set this where it's about to be red. Okay, and the position of this thing when the power is on is going to be such that this end is facing down towards the coil. So we can slip it on there like that, and it should be above the coil. Okay, just like that. Now my problem is this: that's wonderful, except this is going to be too loose. It's not going to stay there. So what I have to do in order to get it to stay there is I'm going to put some super glue, and I'm going to put that super glue right where the shaft and the counterweight meet. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to use that super glue to hold this counterweight to the shaft so that this counterweight doesn't swing around the shaft. It should be held to the shaft. So I use the super glue gel when I do this, and I also have, you don't need to have, but it makes it a little bit easier and faster, something called Instaset. And you spray this stuff on super glue or super glue gel, and it immediately starts to set, right? So I can save some time. So I'll show you what I'm talking about with the super glue gel. It can be this particular one I'm using here, I've used a lot, so I'm just gonna take a little piece of wood that I have here, and I'm gonna scoop some out, and I'm just gonna place it right there where the shaft and the counterweight meet. And what I want to do is prevent it from being on this side, for reasons we'll talk about in the next video. But that right there, now hopefully what this is going to do is it's going to hold that weight to the shaft, so that when the shaft turns, the weight turns with it. Okay, so I'm just going to hit that with some Instaset. And now I'm going to wait. So we'll come back to this in the next video.